Good morning, people. This is part two of the condemnation of blacks series, and hopefully we'll get more videos related to this topic out in the future. We're gonna continue off where we left off. So we were in Deuteronomy 28, and we left off at verse 15, and this is Moses professing an oath of stipulations to his people Israel, and he's saying by the mouth of God, if you keep His commandments, you'll receive a certain set of conditions. If you don't keep His commandments, you'll receive a certain set of conditions, right? So there are conditions that they get for doing certain things, right? In this time frame. So we're gonna start at verse 1 and skip down, just in case anybody got lost last time. Deuteronomy chapter 28.
In verse 1. Okay. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Alright, so now you know what that's saying. He's saying if you keep my commandments, He's gonna make you the strongest nation in the world, right? Right now it's America, but if Israel had kept these commandments 5,000 years ago, they would have been the America. You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna skip all the way down to verse 30. So this is the continuation of if they do not keep the commandments. This is what's gonna happen to them. Go ahead, read.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
So let's stop there real quick. So you shall marry, right? You shall marry, but you can't lie with her before that man does. Who is this man, right? You're gonna build a house, but somebody else gonna live in it, right? You're gonna plant a vineyard. It means you're gonna be on a plantation, and you will not gather the grapes. It means you got to go up. You got to go up and give him the fruit and the vegetables that you harvested. This is the plantation they're talking about. Go ahead.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail. What's that word?
Fail.
Okay, fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall thy nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head.
Let's stop there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot was said there, but that's during slavery, right? So they found out if you was a slave, you had a cow in secret. You were hiding cows. Some slaves snuck off, had pigs, had cows, had chickens, had mini farms on the side. The slave want to find out, all that's gone. They taking all your food. They destroying your crops, right? And this started when they got invaded by the Romans, right? Plentiful land, but the Romans took it all away. So they watched as their family was being taken away from them, up to the Europe. They watched as their cattle were being killed, and then their family members were being murdered. Your strongest men lost because the Romans were too strong, and you should be mad for the sight of thine eyes. So imagine that we're angry people, right? Because our feelings are, we got them directly from our parents, right? And our parents got them from their parents, and their parents got them from their parents because they saw horrifying things. And this is real. Like the state of mind your parents were in is what you have. So they were mad because these things kept happening to them. Then they got to the Americas. Now they want to taking your family away from you. You can't marry your own wife. You can't have sex with your own wife. You know what I'm saying? You can't have your own cattle. So we inherited this anger, right? Where we at?
36.
36?
Yep.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou or thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Let me stop there real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot about the verse 35. So, obviously, if you're living in the slums, you probably have sores, you probably have discomforts, right? Hair patches. I'm not making fun of you. This is the condition God put you in. If you're in Israel, if you come from the tribes of Israel, and you're not an African, and they told you we don't know where you're from, we just know that you're black. If you have any of these sores, you're probably a byproduct of this curse, right? And then another thing, right? The Lord shall bring thee a night king, right? He was a slave too, Zedekiah, unto a nation you fathers have not known. They want to say we're Native Americans. Black Americans and Native Americans are the same thing. But we didn't know nothing about the Americas. The Egyptians and the Nigerian, the Homie Kingdom, they were over here already. They had already mingled and mixed with the Native Americans here. We don't know nothing about that. Shem's seed was not here. Not until Ishmael got over here and started populating South America. And in verse 37, right, you should become an astonishment. I had people were amazed, right? In high school, they were amazed at our athleticism. This is when people are growing up, they're just finding out who you are. They're finding out who they are, but they'll never figure out who you are because your lineage has been taken away. You don't have a country. They took everything you created away from you. Then they took the Bible and translated it. So now they're saying, oh, the Bible's not yours either. It's ours now. They're looking at your body. They don't know why you're shaped this way. They don't know why your face is shaped this way. I had people really make nasty comments. Like, why is your arm so long? Why is your hand so big? Why is your face slanted like that? Why are you dark? It's like stupid questions because they don't even know. You know, we're in astonishment. They're like, how are these people so athletic? You know what I'm saying? A proverb. These are stereotypes, right? A proverb is, I expect him to do things like this. This is something that we expect them to do. A byword is a derogatory racial slur. A derogatory slur, the N word. Now we're using it towards each other because we actually hate each other, to be honest. And we value this word that's been used to degrade us. You know, it's not Niger. It's not Simeon of Niger. That was a name. Okay, this is Nigger. Okay, it was not meant to honor us. It was the opposite. And thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. Every Black America, the Black diaspora, we're in every country, in every religion. Okay, I met Black Buddhists, Black Muslims, Black Hindus, freaking half Black, half freaking Arab guys that were part Christian, part Muslim. I met a Jewish Black guy. He was hanging out with the Jewish people, went to a Jewish school. His dad was Black, but he wanted to be with the Jewish people. So we're serving all these guys. We have all these symbols. Islam has a symbol. Judaism has several symbols. Christianity has some, and we're wearing this stuff on our shirts. We're bowing down to these statues in churches. We're doing everything but serving God in truth and spirit. Spirit. That means he's not there, okay? And thou shalt become, where we at? Oh, 38? Go ahead.
You're on 38.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not carry much seed out. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine, nor the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness, and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies with the Lord, shall send thee against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as eagles flieth a nation, whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
Let's stop right there real quick. Now that was a lot, right? But that's one part. I'm gonna show you why. Now, was it verse 43? The stranger that is within thee shall get up very hot. Now we call them immigrants, right? Black Americans were here already. Been here since the slave days ended, or since before the slave days ended, right? At the end of the transatlantic slave trade, strangers, right? People who are unknown to this country, immigrants. They come up here at the very, very bottom. Now they're getting up very high above us. They never get high above the 1% or the really rich white people or nothing like that, but they get above us. Notice that, right? He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. 80% of Chicago's drugs come from Mexico. The Españolas of Mexico, the white Latinos of Mexico, the Hispanics, people who are not of our lineage but of the Native American lineage, right? And who are mixed with Spanish and French and Portuguese and all those things. So strangers, right? People who are not even us. You know, everybody's above us. They're selling, and look at this country. Look who's producing everything. White companies own everything. They own everything. They produce everything that we wear, that we use. The resources we use and burn on a regular basis comes from them. They don't come from us. Right? Ain't nobody saying that black people did this and did that, because we don't have no power like that. And all these curses are coming behind thee today and overtake thee. Then like you can't even get above these things, right? Black people getting frustrated out here working and trying to make ends meet out here, and just can't get above this. And they're just dying on a lot of people are just dying on the streets, losing their houses in our neighborhoods mainly. Getting repossessed. My family their house got repossessed. And it's because they did not keep the commandments. Nobody here spoke about God. They said the white man's the devil. They said God's gonna bless us. We're God's chosen. Well, if you're God's chosen, you gotta know what he's talking about, right? And this man's telling you, if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna reject you. So how are you guys chosen if you're gonna, do whatever you want to do and expect to get respect? Like, nah, that's not gonna happen. You gotta do something for God, or he gonna use people to oppress you. Okay, it's just his way of doing it. He could have did it any other way. And it's because you didn't serve him with gladness, right? People are not really glad when they go to church, because church has turned into a freak fest and then other inappropriate things, and people want to just eat and just have a good time in church. They're not serving the God with gladness. They're serving themselves with gladness. They're having pleasure in gladness. But when it comes to abstaining from pleasure, there's no gladness with that. And fierce countenance, man, like fierce countenance. Some of these countries are really angry, fierce, monstrous people. And they used to attack us so fiercely and burn us alive and destroy our houses, man. Like, this is all fitting the curse. But go ahead, with 52?
53, we just finished verse 52.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee. So that the man that is tender among you in very delight, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and the like woman, delicate, my fault, y'all. Woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for her delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out of from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for the want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. If thou wilt not observe to do all things, to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayst fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance. and sore sickness, and of long continuances.
These are baby daddies, baby mamas, and crack babies. That's what he's talking about. Go ahead.
Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring up upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Oh, good. Yeah, I just want to point out HIV, Atlanta, Georgia, HIV STD capital, right? Egypt was known for homosexuality and various sexual rituals, and it led to a lot of diseases that killed off Egypt's population. A lot of them died from sexual diseases. So look at us. We have those plagues of Egypt. Go ahead, though.
And we gonna see verse 62. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven from multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of thy Lord, of the Lord thy God. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee all, and the Lord shall scatter among all people, from one end of the earth even to the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have no rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have non-assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at evening thou shalt say, would God it morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring up thee unto Egypt with ships, by the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Yeah, trembling heart, failing eyes. I see this in our people all the time. We're always scared when nobody's attacking us. We get really paranoid. Now we want to fight each other. Oh, you're not finna get me killed. No. Like, it's just nothing but a heart condition that God put in us, because this man's angry, and we're scared day and night. And I had people threaten me, dangerous people threaten me when I was talking about the gospel. They wanted to get, oh, you a terrorist group? You a terrorist? You trying to over here convert people? I had mobsters threaten me. I had dangerous people threaten me, and they were furious people that thought I was trying to take over the country. I had people think I was finna rape their daughters because I'm black, because it is curse right here, and it's merely because of the language, because of the way we speak. And now they're thinking we're sexual predators. We finna rape their Asian girls and their white girls and all this. Now parents wanna come beat you up. Then they see the gang coming, right? You hanging out. I saw gang members like BDs and GDs and all to get stomped by like suburban people, and they're talking about hanging people from trees. All of a sudden, just not even racist, and then they see we're trying to hang out, and they're trying to hang out with me. I'm not in the gang, but they just gonna assume I'm with them, right? Now they finna knock me out. They knocked me out, and stinking talking about what they finna do to me, hang me from a tree. They finna knock these people out and throw them out. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So I got up, I had to explain myself. I'm like, I'm not associated with them. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it was a big misunderstanding, and then everybody just wanted to attack us. I saw every race of people there trying to get rid of black people. They thought we were trying to destroy the world, but we were trying to destroy the world. And God's just reminding us of what our ancestors did. This is what we caused the world to feel like. We forgot our purpose in life. But I'm not going to hang on this curse, right? Because it's very, very negative, and there are solutions to this, right? But we're just going to dabble. We're just going to stay in this for a minute, okay? Because we have to get the truth out.
We're going to go to Isaiah. This is going to be the last scripture. Isaiah 42 and verse 22. Isaiah 42 and verse 22. Again, Isaiah 42 and verse 22. We're going to read 22 through 25, and then we're going to skip down to 51, then read 20. Isaiah 42 and verse 22.
You want me to read that? You got it.
Nah, I got it. I'm going to read it. I said 42, right?
Yeah, it's 42, 22.
22, okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none delivered, for a spoil and none saith restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil, and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord? He against whom we have sinned, for they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient to his law. Therefore he has poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about. Yet he know not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart.
Very scary. I mean, the prophecy says we're in jails, we're snared in holes, trap houses, right? It's saying we're you know, like the description of our communities is this. Are we for a spoil? They coming in and spoiling us, destroying us, taking our businesses over, knocking our houses down. They got repossessed, building gas stations in place of them. And then we get kidnapped. A lot of our young girls get kidnapped and sold into the sex trade. All this stuff going on, like they're just spoiling us. They taking our young ladies away from us.
Okay, we're going to go to Isaiah 51, and we're going to read verse 20. Isaiah 51 and verse 20.
All right, man.
Okay. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God.
So this is where our nature comes. This is where our angry nature comes from. He took our confidence and basically replaced it with just sheer anger. So we're just angry. We're at the street corners. That's what the head of the street is. The street corners, right? Always you seeing black Americans on the street corners, always talking about what did happen to them. Man, these cops out here, man, my family did, man, all that, just feel full of God's anger. That's where it comes. They're like, we can't explain why black people are so angry. Now you know, because it's a supernatural anger that came down on us. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even know you gotta go.
We're gonna go to Jeremiah 16 and verse 13. Jeremiah 16 and verse 13.
And I'm telling you right now, the scriptures we're reading are very specific, but Isaiah and Jeremiah speak about this whole thing. Like half of the book speak about this whole punishment of Israel and desolation of the black diaspora. Okay, we're just scraping the surface.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Jeremiah 16 and verse 13. We're going to read one verse here. Therefore I will cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there ye shall serve other gods day and night, where I will not shew you favor.
So yeah, that's just plain telling us what's going on. These religions, they mistreat us. Black Muslims said, man, I had a horrible experience at these mosques. I mean, sometimes they're friendly, and sometimes they just mistreating the crap out of me. I'm like, well, you chose to do it. I ain't getting mistreated at my Hebrew Israelite church.
Yep. Now we're gonna go to Jeremiah 44 and verse 10. Jeremiah 44 and verse 10.
Oh, can you read verse 9 just so they know who we're talking to, right?
Yep. Well, you sure you don't want to start at 8 or just 9?
Let's go start at 8 then.
Okay, let's start at 8. You'll get more. The more it is, the merrier it is. And that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt. Where do ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be cursed and reproached among all the nations of the earth?
Oof.
Have ye forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? They are not humble even unto this day, neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes that I set before you and before your fathers.
He said Jerusalem, the holy city, the holiest place on the planet, the most holy land on earth. He said evil is alive there. That's crazy. So you know it's evil other places. When we go to these other places in the slave trade, of course it's going to be stinking evil. And of course we're going to get treated like this. He knew what he was doing when he scattered us. We had mercy on us when he was in Jerusalem. He was like, nah, I'm going to take you away from your power. You're not going to have these resources no more. That's what he did. But Jeremiah 29.
Yep, Jeremiah, this is the last script. Jeremiah 29 and verse 12. Jeremiah 29 and verse 12. I'm going to start with verse 10, though. Okay, is that cool?
Yep.
We're going to start with so basically Jeremiah 29, verse 10 through 12. I'm going to go ahead and read that. For thus saith the Lord, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word towards you, in causing you to return to this place. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not evil, to give you an expected end. Then ye shall call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me. I will hearken unto you, and ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart.
With all you, this is how you get out of the curse. That's why I wanted to get to. This is the solution. First, you give up your mindset from all corruption. If you don't know what corruption is, read those commandments. You got to find them. Exodus chapter 20. You got to read the Torah, the books of the law. Torah is Hebrew. Books of the ordinances, right? The book of the ordinances. Correct yourself with that. Pray steadfastly. It said when you seek me, when you pray, right, and give him all your heart, then he gonna hearken unto you. That's what I did, and that's why I'm here. Or else I'll be out on the streets somewhere along with my other family members.
Yep. All right, that was the end for
actually,
part.
This is part 2.
This is part 2. We got another part 3 coming for y'all next week. Stay tuned for that. Happy atonement, peace and blessings to everybody. Love, peace.